Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shazwani binti Zulkifli. So I will pass this presentation to my partner regarding this movie.
Thank you, Shazwani. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nur Hajarah binti Ahmad Syam Nazri, and today I would like to discuss about the synopsis of the movie. Brian Stevenson is a law student in Harvard University. Before finishing his studies, he interns at a prison for the prisoners that will be sentenced to death. After some time there, he realized he needs to do something after he witnessed the police officers' racist attitudes towards the black prisoners. After graduating from the university, he heads to Alabama with the purpose to defend the wrongly condemned and those who cannot afford a proper presentation for themselves. His first case that he handled is the case of Walter McMillan, also known as Johnny D, who is sentenced to death for murdering an 18-year-old girl, Rhonda Morrison, even though his evidence proved that he is innocent and wrongly accused for the case. For the past 6 years in the prison, he encounters racism as well as legal and political strife as he tirelessly fights for Macmillan's life. Thank you.
Hey now, we ain't gonna get nowhere with everybody quacking at the same time. Now let Mr. Stevenson talk.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you. Now, I know you all have a lot of questions, but I really would love to hear from you guys first, just to get a better understanding of your perspective on things.
Our perspective is ain't no way Johnny D did this crime. The morning that girl was killed, we was all having a fish fry here to raise money for the church. Johnny D was here, morning till night, working on his truck with John.
You were with your dad that day?
Yeah, we was up at 6 in the morning to put the truck on the rack. Jimmy was there too.
Yep, we had that train that cleaned out about 9:30.
Now, how he supposed to kidnap some crazy white man all the way in Evergreen, then drive back to Jackson Cleaners to kill that girl at 10:15 if his truck ain't got no transmission?
Hello. Now, how many of you all were with Walter that morning?
My husband could have never done this no kind of way. Whether we was with him or not, he's just not like that. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell them about staying out of trouble when you can be in your own house, minding your own business, surrounded by your entire family, and they still go and put some murder on you.
That's right.
It's not just that. We feel like they put us all on death row too.
I can only imagine the pain that you're going through. But I'm going to do everything I can.
The last lawyers was talking just as big as you. Then they took all our money and split. Why you different?
Well, our organization will cover all legal fees, so none of you will ever have to pay a penny. Now, it's clear to me that this trial was constructed with lies. And based off everything that I've seen, I think we could build a case strong enough to bring Johnny D home. And I'm not going to stop until I've done that.
Well, you seem like good people to me. But Johnny D's the one you're going to have to convince.
I need to speak with you.
Oh, hey, Brian. Have you met Sheriff Tate?
Who ordered the arrest of my witness?
Well, people make false statements concerning this case, they're going to be held accountable.
You can't arrest someone for perjury without evidence that a false statement has been made.
Hang on, you representing Mr. Houston now, too?
Yes, I am. His statement contradicts Bill Hook's entire testimony.
Hook said the state's main witness, Ralph Myers, is.
Alabama Code 1221-222 requires corroboration of accomplice testimony. So without hooks, the conviction wouldn't be valid.
You know, I went down to see Rhonda Morrison's mama yesterday. She's in tears. She kept asking me why some lawyer from up north would come down here and make them relive all this hell again.
And you can tell her it's because Johnny D didn't kill her daughter, and whoever did is still out there somewhere.
I know how desperate you must be to fulfill your fantasy of who we are down here. Just a bunch of corrupt southern racists framing niggers for murder. And you here to save the day. Well, hell, you can believe that if you want to. But I know that Johnny D killed that girl, and he's going to answer for it.
And how do you know that? You have no hard evidence. You based your entire case on the word of an indicted felon who had every incentive to tell you what you wanted to hear.
Ralph Myers testified on his own accord.
And it made no sense. He couldn't finish a sentence without contradicting himself. Now, the charges against Darnell Houston are baseless. They'll never stand up in court. They should be dropped immediately.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Tommy?
Sure. Well, it doesn't really matter. Now the court denied your motion to reopen the case.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, you didn't get the order? Well, the judge is down in Mobile now, so, sometimes they have mail issues. Listen, you can tell Mr. Houston the charges against him are being dropped. I can do that much for y'all, but anything else will have to be raised on appeal.
Next, we move to the synopsis of the selected scene. The first scene chosen depicts a situation in which Brian Stevenson was driving to the Johnny D house to meet his families and friends to get more information for the Johnny D case. He talked to them, then asked them about what they know, and after that, he convinced them that he will prove to the court that Johnny D is innocent. For the second scene depicts a situation where Brian Stevenson been talking to the Sheriff Tate and Tommy Chapman for illegally arresting his witness. He has enlightened Sheriff Tate and Tommy Chapman that they cannot illegally arrest his witness for perjury without evidence that the false statement has been made. And after that, he also argues with them about the Rhonda Morrison's murder case. And that's all for the synopsis of the selected scene. When one of Johnny D friends says, "Hey now, we ain't getting nowhere with everyone quaking at the same time. Let Mr. Stevenson talk." This shows that the negative communication between them because all of the individuals have been talking non-stop and left no room for Brian to talk. And then Brian replied, "Now I know you all have a lot of questions, but I really would love to hear from you guys first just to get better understanding of your perspective on things." Brian Stevenson reveals a professional behavior while he is working by waiting all the individuals to come down and let him talk. Based on the communication principles, he is engaging in small talk with them about the case that he is working on, as well as having a good group communication between them. Also, Brian has correspondingly expressing his opinions and ideas while he is in the discussion. Brian's engagement in the discussion will help them to get a hold for the case, thus will affect their relationship with them as they believe them. His action also reflects that he is well trained in the university and reflects his professionalism while dealing with the situation. The discussion must be focusing on the issue and involve good interaction with one another so that the discussion will be run smoothly without having any distraction. That's all for scene 1. Now we can move to the scene 2.
Scene 2, when Brian started questioning and negotiating with Sheriff Tate, "I need to speak with you," and said, "Who ordered the rest of my witness?" Sheriff Tate answered with negative communication. If people make false statements concerning this case, they're gonna be held accountable. As Brian answered back with, "You can't arrest someone for perjury without evidence that a false statement has been made." This indicates that Sheriff Tate has misused his position in hierarchical relation to arrest Darnell Houston, who is innocent. He also started complaining about using Rhonda Marison's mom to represent his justification for hating Bryans as a black people. Based on communication belief, it is very bad to blame someone without proof to show that they are wrong. Whatever situation they face in the workplace, the sheriff cannot use his power to manipulate the reputation of him as the head of the police, instead of in the interest of being racist and involved in a corrupt system. This will present a lack of honesty in the use of his authority. This interaction must involve integrity, present idealism, and righteousness on all sides. At the workplace, not everyone could align themselves with corrupted law enforcement and also the imbalance in the justice system. The purpose of each organization must have been is fairness and uprightness of justice. In summary, this movie, along with present situations, since inspire the public to initiate conversation about theories of right and wrong. It informed against the abuse of the American justice system with dishonest officer and insufficient prosecution. Since the movie is supported by evidence, it provides a clearer argument over the use of the death sentence. Numerous characters from the movie, as each individual is liable for the action of their act. Just Mercy aims to inspire morality, that it must not be overlooked because its purpose reflects the sense of honesty and bravery. The inequalities in race, gender, sexual orientation, religions, or political affiliations are irrelevant, and its basic values are a much stronger and more critical aspect in any conversation. There is an inherent tendency in human behavior to like to have commonality with the people they interact with. This relation can be improved by searching for deep and valuable connection instead of concentrating on the shallowness that each employee must have in his or her mind and behavior. That's all from us. Thank you.